Alright, so you beat the game, you already have a build, but now it's time to get a build that is for endgame. And when I mean endgame, that means Mayhem 3, Proving Grounds, TVHM, all the hard level content that probably the build you're currently running will not be as effective as it currently was with the regular normal mode. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my MOZE endgame build that's going to have you guys going crazy because it's so OP. This is LaserBolt, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my new MOZE build that I made, and it's extremely powerful, guys. We took it to Proving Grounds, and we just wrecked havoc in Proving Grounds. We streamed it. If you guys ever want to watch how these builds are made, or definitely check us out on stream, I'll leave my Mixer link down below. We're going to be streaming on Mixer, so definitely stop by and check us out over there. The link is down below in the description. Well, when we decided to put this build together, we were extremely excited of the potential it had, and after making everything work, we are more than excited to share the build with you guys. You guys are going to be having so much fun with this build. Not only fun, but you guys are just going to be wiping out enemies like if there was no tomorrow. The gameplay you're currently watching right now, that's me in Proving Grounds in Mayhem 3 with all the negative modifiers, guys, and we are wrecking havoc with this build. Now, this build is just that amazing, but we're not going to be using Iron Bear. This primal build is not focused on using Iron Bear. The only time when you want to use Iron Bear is just because you are in a sticky situation and you want to make sure you don't die. Or if you just want to clear a couple ads and you just don't want to shoot bullets, then you're able to use Iron Bear. Because your health is going to be at 1%. Yes, guys, your health will be 1%. But your shields are going to be the ones that are going to be keeping you alive. Now, before we dive into the build and check out the skill tree, I do want to remind you guys about our giveaway. We're giving away 2 free copies of Shadowkeep for the system of your choice. To enter and participate, it's super easy. All you got to do is click the link down below where it says Join Bolt Nation, and you guys will be automatically entered. So good luck to everyone who plans on participating. In addition to that, guys, you're also able to unlock exclusive features only found on the channel, like these amazing emotes and also the LaserBolt badge. Thank you everybody who has supported thus far. You guys are what keeps the dream alive. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to be trying to do with this build and what is the main point of the build. So the main point of the build is, like I said earlier, is to not use Iron Bear, but to primarily be focusing on MOZE, relying on her grenades and also relying on the damage she's able to output with her weapon. Now, in addition to that, like I said at the start of the video, your health will be at 1%, but what makes the build perfect is the fact that your shields are going to be keeping you alive, and your shields are going to be constantly regenning every single time that you guys are getting kills, because that is the main point of the focal point of the build, is to avoid you from going down and being able to do the most damage you could possibly do. So let's talk about items that you're going to need to do to make this build work and what type of weapons I recommend. Now, like I said earlier, this footage you're watching right now, this is on Proving Grounds. Now, in Proving Grounds, there are a bunch of negatives or things that hinder you from putting certain weapons within the tree. So remember, we had like a negative 50 corrosive damage, negative 50 cryo damage, negative 50 solar damage. So we went with weapons that didn't focus on elements too much, but actually focused on kinetic energy. Now, you're going to want to do that with all sorts of content. You're always going to want to keep an eye on the modifiers so you know exactly what weapons to use. So let's take a look at this build and see what we're trying to accomplish here. And we're actually going to be using stuff from each tree, but the main tree we're going to be using stuff from is from Shields of Retribution. We're going to start off with row number 1, and in row number 1, guys, we're going to go into Armored Infantry. While Moze's shields are active, she gains damage reduction and increased gun damage. So this is really important, to one of the ones that kind of binds this together. For number 2, we're also going to be doing Drowning in Brass. Kill skills. Killing an enemy grants most a stack of Drowning in Brass. Basically, what this is going to do is, once again, apply gun damage to your build. Then we have Thin Red Line. It's a portion of Moze's health is reserved and cannot be restored, but her maximum shields is increased by the same amount. Once again, remember, our health is coming from our shield. Then we have Vladoff. Moze's maximum shield is increased, and she gains resistance to shock damage, which is pretty good because, as you guys know, when we get into those later endgame content, there is a lot of shock, so we want to make sure we have enough for that. The next one is Full Cannon Whoop Ass. This is going to primarily be used for Iron Bear. Like I said, we're going to be using Iron Bear more like a rally point or just to get our shields back. It's not going to be in any essence using him to do anything else other than that. Then we have Experimental Munition. What this is going to do, it's going to allow MOZE to score critical hits. She deals bonus incendiary damage when she does that. Then we're going to drop down to the next row, and we're going to have another one called Desperate Measure. MOZE's gun damage is increased, once again increasing the gun damage. The next one is Doctrine, guys. What this is going to do, it's going to increase your maximum shield and gun damage once you have it completely leveled up. The next one we have is Force Feedback, and this is the one that's going to be making everything amazing, because once you get a crit hit, your shield is going to automatically begin to recharge which makes this build amazing. Now on to the other tree that we have, which is the blue tree, the Demolition Woman. And for this one, we're going to be fire into Skagnan. But this is going to allow her to do is that whenever she deals splash damage, she's going to get a bonus to incinerary damage. Next up, we have Means of Destruction. Whenever MOZE deals splash damage once again, there's a chance to add ammo to her current equipped weapon. Really good in case you're not running out of ammo. Then we have Crow's Promotion. Once again, this is for splash damage. Whenever MOZE deals splash damage, it's going to double the amount of splash damage it does. Next one, we have Pull the Holy Pin. What this is going to do, it's going to make your grenade do critical hits, which is really important because remember in the other part that we had, crit hits are very important. The next one we have is Vampire. Basically what this is going to do, it's just going to restore a portion of your health. I mean, you technically don't have health, but it's still good to keep it up even if it's just one, right? So we have that right there. Next, we're going to go to the Bottomless Mag. And for the Bottomless Mag, we're only going to be using 2 skills. The one we're going to be equipping from this tree is going to be called Cloud of Lead. Occasionally, MOZE's Iron Bear shots will deal incinerary damage. As you guys are seeing the pattern here, we're trying to get as much incinerary damage as we possibly can. So this is going to be very factorable when we pick our weapons, because the more incinerary damage we have, the more damage we're going to be able to output. And last but not least, on this skill tree, guys, we have after MOZE scores a critical hit, she regenerates ammo for a few seconds. Once again, this is extremely important because remember, our grenades are going to be giving us critical hits, and we are also going to be getting additional benefits from our crit hits. Now let's talk about the gear you're going to need to actually make this build work exactly the way mine is currently working. Alright, as in the gameplay that you saw, guys, I was only using kind of one weapon in particular, and that was the Flagger. That's a shotgun that you're able to farm with any of the farm methods that you guys are currently known. You could do the bosses, you could do Chupacabra, you could do the Tinks, even though they nerfed it, but you still are able to do it. You won't be getting it stuff as often as you possibly can, but you still are able to farm it. You want to get the one with the biggest base damage because that's going to be the key to that build. Next, you're going to want to look for weapons that have incinerary damage. That's going to be your #1 priority because remember, the more incinerary damage that you do, the more damage you will be causing. Now, as far as the shield, the one you want to be looking for is the Transformer. This is definitely a plus requirement, guys. I know this is the one that everybody's talking about, the one everybody wants to get. If you still haven't been able to get it, this is something you have to get. It works for almost every class. This is going to keep you alive. What it's going to do, it's going to convert 100% of shock damage into shield. And since in Proving Grounds and on other type of high level end content, there are a ton of blue ads, and you're going to be throwing a lot of blue grenades going off back and forth. You're going to want to make sure that you have this one because you will be getting hit by shock, and that's going to help you get your shield back up. Now, as far as the grenade, we're going with the Quasar. This is actually going to cost a lot of shock damage. Remember, we're going to be using that shock to also restore our shields, so it's going to be very important that we use this effectively. And what's cool about this one is it actually links up to the enemies and makes them, just kind of link up and just get shocked all over the place. As you guys have seen in the gameplay, it is extremely OP. Now for our class mod, we're running Augmented Honor Guard. Now this one gives me plus 31 SMG damage, plus 32 Atlas weapon fire rate, and plus 31 sniper damage. It's not the most optimal one. I would definitely look for the same one, but with different attributes than the ones we have right now. So I would look for something that maybe gave me more weapon damage or gave me more AR damage, because if you're not running an SMG or a sniper rifle within this build, you're not going to be receiving too much benefit from this particular one. The only benefit are the skill mods. What I would do is I would try to find something that gave you either more grenade damage, it gave you more AR damage. Depending on the type of weapon you want to use would be the best route here, and always look for the benefits the manufacturer of the weapon you're using, or that just benefits the weapon in general. Now, as far as our artifact is concerned, guys, we're going to be looking for anything that boosts damage. We want to make sure we find stuff that boosts damage and then also boosts incinerary damage. That's going to be our main focal point, because with this build, that is what we're going to be looking for. So if you have an artifact that has incinerary damage, that is what you're going to want to make sure you go with, and also one that's going to boost your incinerary, or that's going to boost your grenade damage, or weapon damage. That is what you want to look for the artifact. I'm still searching for that artifact, and I'm also still searching for the perfect class mod, but once I have that together, it was going to complete my build and make it even more potent than what it is right now. Now, like I said earlier, weapons, guys, incinerary weapons are going to be your #1 focal point here. Of course, you always want to use the most optimal weapons for the enemies you're fighting, but overall in general, that should cover all the bases. Trust me when I tell you guys, once you put this build together, you're not going to want to get another build, but if you do, we're still going to have you covered with multiple MOZE builds We're currently working on another one that's going to be primarily focusing on only playing with Iron Bear and having him spawn every single second, or like at least every 3 seconds. So you're going to be using him a lot. And we have other builds for all the other characters as well. If there's a character you guys prefer, let me know in the comment section down below. If you do try this build, come back and let me know. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys like it? Do you guys don't like it? Is there anything that you would change or anything you would recommend to make this build even better? Please let me know that in the comment section down below.